Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. Let me start, first of all, by congratulating my right honourable friend from Hemel Hempstead and the honourable lady from Gower for introducing this debate. I think it's very, very timely. And let me also start by picking up something that my honourable friend from Reigate mentioned. All we're talking about here is medicinal cannabis. We're not talking about making cannabis available for general recreational use. I'm sure there are members of this House who would have an opinion on that, and I'm sure that we could have a full debate on that. But we're not talking about that. We're talking only about the use for medicinal purposes. And I think the wording of the motion is very important, because when I read it, it stressed the practicalities of getting the cannabis medicines prescribed. It was not about the generality of about that. We've had that debate on the generality, and the Home Secretary has already reached his decision. This is about the practicality of getting some sort of result for this. Now, I realise this isn't easy for the medical profession. And I also realise that the government has already initiated a review of the barriers to clinically appropriate prescribing. And I think that is a very important review to be undertaken, because I'm going to set out what I think are a couple of the actual barriers that prevent prescribing to take place. And I'm aware, too, that the National Institute for Health Research is also going to participate in this, which I think is a positive step to be undertaken in this. What we are really waiting for on this are some nice guidelines. And I understand that those are coming, but they need to be brought along pretty quickly. We can't wait forever for these nice guidelines, nor can the children who are suffering. Of course I will give way.
The honourable gentleman for giving way, and I think he's making an absolutely excellent point, an excellent speech, particularly on the practicalities, because for children in my constituency like Cole Thompson, whose mother Lisa Quarrell has been trying to get medicinal cannabis for him for some time, the practicalities are not only is she having to battle what is an absolutely debilitating epileptic illness, which gives multiple seizures each day, and see this deterioration each day in his condition. She's having to battle the medical system, she's having to battle now financial costs, and she's having to battle the government in terms of taking one step forward and two steps back, giving hope then taking it away. And this is too much and too traumatic for any family in this situation to cope with.
The honourable lady for her excellent intervention, and I do agree with so much of what she has said, because one of the main barriers that I see in this is the simple question of who is allowed to prescribe. Who is allowed to prescribe this? There is a list that the General Medical Council holds, a specialist register that the General Medical Council holds of doctors, specialist doctors that are allowed to prescribe. Now, why do we have a specialist list, and why can you only prescribe from that specialist list? Is this because they're nervous about careers? Is it because they're nervous about other things? Why do we limit the number of doctors that can prescribe in this particular way? Now, there is from what I've read, there is a claim that something like 110 patients have been prescribed. But from what has been said in this debate, I understand that only one has actually received the medicine. Of course I'll give way.
Honourable friend gives me a great opportunity to the correct answer. There are two. I've received the message. There are two, both prior to the 1st of November's decision. In other words, the Home Office specialist team set up gave the two, none since the Department of Health took it over.
Thank my right honourable friend for that. I mean, he makes a very valid point. And the question we have to ask is why have there been so few, as he says, only two, that have actually received their medicines, and why has nobody else received them?
Would my honourable friend give way?
Of course I would.
I'm so grateful to his giving way. I've discussed this matter with Helen Stokes Lampard, who is the chairman of the Royal College of General Practitioners. And one of the points that she has made to me is that there just isn't the training available for general practitioners to feel confident enough to make the prescription themselves.
Well, I thank my honourable friend for that, and in fact I'm going to come on to the point of training in just a little while. So if you will just be patient and wait a minute, I will come on.